Hey guys, Jesse here. We'll get right into it. I'm really excited though today because I'm really excited about what happened. My daughter did the intro that you saw, and I'm just so excited about it. I think it's really cool. I want to thank Tanya for doing that for me. Thank you, sweetie. We'll get right into it. And today I'm going to be shaving with Orange Menthol from Maggard. It's awesome. It's got a great citrus smell to it, and not real strong menthol. And then afterwards, I'm going to use the Maggard Orange Menthol aftershave. I'm going to use a straight razor today that I got from a colleague of mine. It was his very first one. It has no name on it. I owned it up Saturday, and I think I got it pretty good. And so give it a shot. See what it does, see how it works. I'm going to be using the very first shave brush I ever got, which was a Perfecto, a real cheap Perfecto, but it's a pretty good shave brush. It's a badger hair, and so I'm going to get right into it. Today's story is pretty cool. It's about a guy named Abram. He's also known as Abraham. Now again, he's not J.J. Abrams, the creator of Lost, and he's not Abraham Lincoln, one of the best presidents of this country. This is Abraham. They called him Father Abraham. Some did. And the story goes that he had just watched a city burn to the ground, and he decided that he probably better take him and his wife Sarah, and they better get a move on, and better head out of town. And so that's what they did. They packed up stuff, and they headed out of town, and they ended up in this town called Gerar. And they decided at that point that they probably better be careful, because as they got to looking around at the people there, they kind of noticed, they actually kind of judged is what they did. They kind of judged the kind of people that were around there, and they were quick to judge, and they thought, well, these are pretty rough-neck people, and they're probably not real religious, and they're probably not real righteous, and so we probably better be careful. And so Abraham decided that he was going to call Sarah his sister instead of his wife, because what they had come to realize or think was that I feel my nose there. If he called her his wife, that they may, kill them both or kill him and take her. And so, of course, he called her sister, and they went about their business there. And sure enough, the king found out about it and said, well, we'll go ahead and I'm going to take Sarah, and have her as my own. So he does, and quite a bit of time goes by because, it's been a little while, and the king's like, hasn't even touched Sarah. He hadn't even done anything with her, and the Lord decides he's going to visit him in a dream. And he does. He visits him in a dream, and he tells the king, let's call him King Abe, he says, listen, why you got that man's wife as your own? And old king was like, what are you talking about? He goes, well, you took Abram's wife. He goes, well, God, I didn't know that was his wife. They told me they were brother and sister. He said to me, that's my brother. Or she said to me, that's my brother. And he said to me, yep, that's my sister. God said, well, that's not true. That's man's wife. And you need to restore Abraham his wife. And so the king was like, well, God, listen, if I'd have known that was his wife, I would have never taken her. And God understood that. God's like, I know. That's why I made it to where you guys didn't do anything this whole time. So King Abe gathered up Sarah and all her stuff. And he took a couple of his right-hand men with him, and they went out to talk to old Abraham. So they got out to Abraham's tent, and they got there. And of course, he knocked on the flap, and Abraham come out and said, "What's up?" And the king is like, "Geez, brother, why you gotta do me like that?" I don't think that's what he said, but it's probably something like that. He goes, "Why you gotta lie to me and tell me that this is your sister, when you know darn good and well that this isn't your sister? God came to me in a dream and told me that this is your wife. It's not even close to your sister." Abraham said, "Man, King, I'm sorry, dude." Probably didn't say that. "I lied to you. I told you that that was my sister because I was afraid for my life. I thought that maybe, you or maybe some of your guys or the people here, they might kill me and take her anyway, or kill us both, or, what have you." And the king says, "Well, we wouldn't do anything like that. That's not who we are. There might be a few here that would do some crazy stuff, but not all of us are that way, and surely not me. In fact, I want to restore your wife back to you." So, sure enough, king restored his wife back to him. And basically all that means is he just gave her back. And he said, "That's not all I'm going to do." He said, "In fact, I'm going to do a little more than that. Not only am I going to give you your wife back, but I'm also going to give you this many cattle, this many sheep, this many goats, this much land, because I want you to know that you can stay here as long as you need. And you don't got to go anywhere. And you don't have to be afraid of us. Ain't nobody going to take your wife. None of us want to end up dead men. Because when God came to him in a dream, I forgot that part. God came to him in a dream. He said, "You're a dead man." I tell you what, God come to you in a dream and say, "You're a dead man." You're paying attention. And so we gave him all of his stuff and gave him all the sheep and the goats and gave him land, and everything's hunky-dory, right? And so look a little nick here. So Abraham and Sarah, they stay there a little while. A little while anyway. Not a long while. And that's about it. They end up making a pact. Him and King Abe. They made a pact together. They'd help each other out if something got crazy. And they did. They kept that. I guess the moral of this story, or the point you really want to get to that, especially with the country the way it is today and what we're doing in certain areas. You know, it's funny because old Abraham judged quickly an entire area, an entire nation to be a certain way. And he just assumed because there was a few bad eggs or a few bad people or crazy people that they were all that way. And, you know, obviously that's not the case. And if you look at today, unfortunately, we like to do the same thing. Let me rinse my face here. We like to just automatically assume because somebody's different or because we're hearing about something from somewhere that automatically people are different than us, that they've got to be bad people. Well, there's probably bad in everywhere, just like there's bad here in this country. But the point of it is, it doesn't make the whole country bad. It doesn't make the whole nation bad, and doesn't make all the people bad. So just remember that the whole thing is we're supposed to love one another. We're supposed to take care of one another. We're supposed to be there for one another, you know, and help each other. And if we do that, I think we'll all learn how to really care for one another in a lot better light. Well, that's my shave for the day. And just like Gonzo says, you know, keep shaving. And whatever he says, I'm not trying to steal your lines, brother, in any way. But I like how he says, you know, keep loving one another. And just think about that. And again, thank you to my daughter for my intro. And thank you to some guys who have helped post this. And we can keep going from here. Talk to you later.